listen to what I'm about to say. Certain states say that we're banning chemtrails, right? Supposedly, our food supplies being cleaned up of chemicals and other stuff. But the fact is, we're really being poisoned and have been for the longest time. You have chemtrails. We're constantly being sprayed. Go look above you, right there. Of course, pollution right here, and the 2020 mandates, right? Mandating. I got to go to work. I got to inject myself with Guyana tragedy, Jim Jones poison in order to go to work. Are you kidding me? Most people who are sheeple took it, but there was quite a few of us that didn't want to take it, and that was medical tyranny. But here we are. America's being poisoned by vaccines and has been for the longest time. Chemtrails, chemicals, and food. We are living in a toxic soup, and pretending otherwise is one of the most dangerous lies of modern life. Our bodies are under constant assault from vaccines, chemtrails, synthetic fragrances. I don't put... I used to wear cologne every now and then, but I don't put any of that stuff on me. As a matter of fact, I don't use body lotion. Used to, for my skin and all that, unless it's on the up and up, which is very rare. So I don't use a lot of stuff. I'll use olive oil when necessary. Even if you're getting your house sprayed for pesticide, the insect bug guy, right? What is he spraying there? What are we breathing in? Constantly, all over the place. You're putting cologne on you, perfume on you. You're putting chapstick on your lips, right? What's in the chapstick? I saw a video, and I posted it a couple of years ago, that our fingers, and our fingernails in particular, emit light. Now, we don't see it, but it does. God, we are fearfully and wondrously made, or wonderfully made, right? Our fingernails emit light. I showed that if you were paying attention. And you put fingernail polish, these ladies in particular, well, and the Fagala guys put fingernail polish on the fingernails. Anyway, you're putting graffiti on your body. That's known to cause blood cancer. It also, take it to a spiritual level, opens up portals in you. You're allowing yourself to be letting in demonic influence. I mean, there's this very credible evidence out there. I mean, even the Bible says, thou shalt have no markings on you. Do I have a few? Yes, I do. But I didn't know better back then, but I knew enough not to cover myself. Hell no. But I don't want to get into all that. Let's get into this real quick. Excess sugar, everything, candy. I just saw an article talking about how there's so much toxins in today's candy, all right? They're using cheap industrial ingredients that never were designed to nourish human beings. I mean, seriously, and I'm guilty. A lot of the food, a lot of stuff, even sometimes candy. I don't have a sweet tooth, but I do like candy at times. And if I start eating certain candy, I want to eat more and more of it, and I have to put the brakes on. I have to do push-aways. This is stuff that's going on. The chemtrails, the poison of the food, crap, tap water, all the toxins in that, everything. The fake news, poisoning your mind, pitting this group against that group, divide and conquer, all this stuff is done on purpose. It's done on purpose, all right? This is not accidental exposure at the margins of society, but a comprehensive saturation of poisons in our food, in our air, in our water, and even Big Pharma with the serpent going up the stick. The medicine, right? That is quietly wrecking metabolic health, immune function, and long-term vitality. They don't want us around. They want to Georgia Guidestone us. They knocked down Georgia Guidestones a couple years ago in Elberton, Georgia, because too many people were waking up to the fact that they want to reduce the population down to 500 million worldwide in order to have harmony with nature. They care about nature so much that they kill nature. They care about we're nature, that they want to get rid of us. Do you understand this? People, wake up, man. We got to break free of this nonsense, this hold. Most people, decades ago, our ancestors used to farm, be self-sufficient. Now we're relying on mechanically processed, separated meat, foods, spam, beanie weenies, or whatever you want to call them, Vienna sausages. I mean, all processed foods, ultra processed foods at the grocery stores. Nobody knows how to grow anything anymore. Not in these parts, not in many parts, right? Done by design. And then there's vaccines and the COVID shots, remember? And the vaxports. And that's what really deserves a lot of attention, what they did in 2020, and they wanted to do again many times over, but they couldn't quite pull it off because there's more of us that are awake now than back in 2020. So they have a hard time pulling off the virus hoax. So they're trying to divide and conquer with race, Muslims versus Christians, and, well, what you see in Minnesota, ICE versus libtards and everything else that they're doing, all right? Vaccines and the COVID, or I call COVID shots in particular, deserve intense scrutiny. And the work being done through HHS under Secretary Kennedy's department is very important. Government mandates, pharmaceutical liability shields, and the suppression of dissenting medical voices create real harm, and accountability is not optional. Accountability is not optional, but yet, how many criminals that are spraying us like bugs, controlling the weather, controlling heat domes, cold fronts and all this, causing devastation over here, causing devastation over there, and want to blame it on act of God or us, right? And then they want to have us do a carbon footprint. How many of these demons are being held accountable? How many Bill Gates? How many Bill Gates from hell, Kermit the Frog looking Gates from hell, always mobile like this. Witch Doctor Fraudchi. How many of these demons that foisted their tyranny on us, or tried to, back in 2020, and have done so for the longest time, how many have been held accountable? HCDN, Hector the Na, Zip Zero, Stingy with De Niro. None. I don't want to do this because you'll think it's 666, so I'll go 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Been held accountable, right? But if you breathe the wrong way, well, they know where you're at. For some strange reason, they can't round up terrorist camps in our country. I don't even want to get into all this. Government mandates, pharmaceutical liability shields, and the suppression of dissenting medical voices created real harm, and accountability is not optional for the elites. The damage done through these policies has affected millions of families, and ignoring that reality would be both dishonest and immoral. At the same time, it is a mistake to treat every other toxic exposure as a distraction. That framing benefits the very systems that profit from keeping people sick. Chemtrails do not stop harming the body just because vaccines are being investigated. Exactly. They always like to divert, like, oh, we're banning chemtrails in this state. Oh, but we're going to start looking at vaccines. So people go, chemtrail, no, vaccines. They're looking at this and they're investigating this, but what about, now they're doing this. They keep throwing shiny objects at us, and I understand it. It's it's a lot to comprehend, and it makes you want to give up and say F it all, but that's what they want. They want us to say, they keep throwing shit at us to the breakneck speed over the last 5-6 years since COVID, and they want us to just give up and go, you know what, I don't care. Okay, whatever, chemtrails, whatever vaccines, whatever it is, whatever poison food. Believe me, I understand that, but we can't. We have to collectively wake up and get on the same page and understand that they're trying to weaken our bodies, our immune system, make us more docile, delete us, disrupt our hormones, disrupt our metabolism, testosterone's down in men, yada, yada, yada. So All this means we have to choose real food even when it's inconvenient. It means filtering water, which we do, rejecting toxic household products, eliminating seed oils, cutting sugar out, and refusing unnecessary pharmaceutical interventions whenever possible. You can say no to Big Pharma and find holistic remedies. Take some legwork, but in the end, it's worth it. This system thrives when people feel powerless, which is what they want us to feel, powerless. And they have frequencies, they have patents for the television to make you so mind controlled. They have the cell towers that are not for cell phones, they're to mind control and weather control. There's so much against us, it's amazing that we're still alive, still going. You know, they want to break our frequencies down, our God-given healthy frequencies, and with their demonic frequencies. There's CERN out there, that's another thing. So we have to get on the same page. Reducing this conversation to a single issue is how nothing ever gets fixed. You do not rebuild health by addressing one toxin while ignoring 10 others. You have to address it all. You do not restore body or bodily autonomy by fighting one agency while giving a free pass to every other industry poisoning the population in parallel. You can't say, well, this agency's poisoning us, but those 10 are also, so we're going to just focus on this. Focus on all this shit. We're being poisoned and attacked or accosted, for lack of better words, by all these agencies, right? And they got food additives. You can't dismiss the chemtrails. You can't say, "Ooh, well, our food's being poisoned. Well, how dare they?" You can't say, "Well, crap, the tap water isn't really crap in the tap water," or say, "Oh, crap, the tap water does contain crap and pharmaceuticals and fluoride." You can't say all this. In other words, you can't address the crap the tap water problem. You can't address just the food additives and chemicals in the food without also addressing other things, including the 800-pound gorilla in the room or the elephant. The chemtrails. You can't deny this while acknowledging that. In other words, by all fronts, many fronts, we're being attacked, assaulted. And then they make us sick or try to make us sick, and then you go to Big Pharma with that serpent going up the stick, so they give you pills. One pill leads to another. That's what this is about. One pill leads to another also. We're being attacked, and it's if we want a healthy population, we have to stop pretending that that this is someone else's problem. It's all of our problems, okay? It doesn't matter what side of the fence you are. It doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter what creed it doesn't matter what you believe in. It doesn't matter. We're all being attacked on many fronts. You see this picture right here, and it's just not just America, but we're one of the worst offenders, I would say, of allowing toxins being sprayed, toxins in our food, our water, and all that stuff. I think we're one of the worst offenders, and it doesn't matter if there's a worse offending country out there that's doing this to the citizens. We're Americans, so we need to be concerned about our home front, right? We live here. But we should be concerned overall. Our world's been hijacked, our country's been hijacked, and the system should be confronted. Our bodies are under attack from multiple directions, and every one of them matters. Yes, it all matters. Food matters. Not just, oh, we're poisoning the air. They're poisoning the air? And the food? And the water? Well, I'm just going to address the food. Because I don't believe they're poisoning the air. Are you serious? Are you JKing me? This is many fronts. It's amazing that we're still here. That's what I got for you. It's past time to wake up. We're being poisoned. It's unbelievable.